Objections.
Without objection. Gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Thank you. Director, earlier this year, the committee learned of new documents tied to the Crossfire Hurricane investigation and the Russia collusion hoax against President Trump. Your efforts in declassifying key documents tied to this investigation allowed the committee to acquire thousands of pages that it did not have previously. Did any of your predecessors make any effort to declassify these documents?
Not to the extent we have.
Did any of your predecessors share or leak any details that were classified at the time?
There are ongoing leak investigations across the board at the Bureau related to this.
I believe one of those is Mr. Comey, and I thank you for continuing that investigation. Among the declassified documents are the Durham Report Annex, the Crossfire Binder, and the Nellie Orr Criminal Referral. Could you summarize for those watching what we know about the Russia collusion hoax so far?
Well, sir, I think the record will speak that the Russia collusion matter was perpetrated by a political party to go overseas and obtain information from a foreign intelligence asset, only to have that information, which was demonstrably false, turned over to the FBI, who walked into a federal FISA secret court and asked for a secret surveillance court order and lied to the federal court. And we know that because someone was convicted of it, and only to surveil the political opponent. So that is a massive scandal. We helped expose it. And in terms of the pages of productions, I provided 1,400 pages of production related to Crossfire Hurricane, and my predecessors have provided 0.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate your courage and commitment to declassifying these important documents for our review, and hope that you'll continue with this commitment. Can we expect to see more declassification efforts regarding the Crossfire Hurricane and Russia collusion hoax?
Yes.
Thank you. I yield the remaining balance of my time to Chairman Jordan.
Oh, I thank the gentleman for yielding. And Director, that's when it all started, right? The whole Russia, that's when it all began. And then it was Mueller, then it was impeachment, then it was Jack Smith and Fonnie Willis and Alvin Bragg and you name it. But it all started then. And that's why I think the gentleman from Texas wants to make sure we get all the information there. And I want to go back to when it was changed. We talked about this earlier. I just want to read to you what the CIA officer said to the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, quote, Brennan refused to remove the dossier, and when confronted with the dossier's main flaws, he responded, yes, but doesn't it ring true? So that's what he initially said. And then when he was talking to this committee, he said the CIA was very much opposed to having any reference or inclusion of the Steele dossier in the intelligence community assessment. So on one hand, you got a witness who was there who said he refused to remove it even though he knew it was garbage. And then he's on the other hand telling the committee, no, we didn't want anything to do with it. It shouldn't have been a part of the intelligence community assessment, which we know it was. You know it was. You found that. Those are two entirely different stories. I think Mr. Brennan has some explaining to do, frankly, what happened there. And I think you said earlier that this whole thing, and I think you said to Mr. Gooden, this whole thing is being looked at as part of this grand conspiracy to undermine the president, whether it's Comey, Brennan, Clapper, former head of the Intelligence Committee, now senator from whoever it is, that's all being looked at. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Well, we appreciate that. And part of what's also being looked at, and I think the gentleman from Wisconsin brought this up earlier, what is a burn bag for, by the way?
Generally speaking, the intelligence community obviously utilizes and possesses classified documents, but drafts of those classified documents and even ultimate finished products of those classified documents have to be recorded and or discarded. And if they are discarded, the only way we do that, the hard copies, is we literally put them in burn bags that are identified specifically for that purpose. And there is a very exact courier system in which those burn bags are obtained and the material inside is destroyed.
So it's to get rid of the material, right?
Yes, sir.
And it looks like the annex that Mr. Durham in his investigation had was put into a burn bag by your predecessor, I assume, to be destroyed. Is that accurate?
Without getting into the stylization of the evidence, anything that's put in a burn bag is for purposes of destruction.
Do you find that interesting that the Durham annex was placed in a burn bag, that you would discover that when you took over as the head of the FBI?
We found a lot of information in a lot of burn bags.
Well, we appreciate you finding that. We'd like to know a little bit more about that, and we look forward to that information coming forward. And I appreciate the gentleman yielding. With that, we now recognize the gentleman from Colorado.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding it.
Who's speaking? We have a few key players here. Mr. Gooden and Chairman Jordan are the questioners, and Mr. Patel is the director answering their questions. What are they saying? Mr. Gooden, Mr. Patel. Gooden starts by thanking Patel for declassifying thousands of pages related to the Russia collusion hoax, noting that previous directors provided zero. Patel summarizes the whole affair as a political party using foreign intel to lie to a secret court to get permission to surveil their political opponent. Chairman Jordan. He jumps in and takes it a step further. He brings up the concept of burn bags, special bags used to permanently destroy classified documents. He gets Mr. Patel to confirm that a key piece of evidence, the Durham Annex, was found in a burn bag, seemingly left there by a predecessor to be destroyed. The main point. The speakers are arguing that the Russia collusion investigation was a setup from the beginning and that there's evidence of a cover-up, highlighted by the bombshell discovery of critical documents in a bag meant for an incinerator. Whoa. Okay, hold on. A burn bag? Are we in a Jason Bourne movie right now? Finding critical evidence in a bag that was meant for destruction is absolutely wild. When Chairman Jordan said, "We found a lot of information in a lot of burn bags," my jaw literally dropped. This isn't just political back and forth. They're making some incredibly serious allegations here. They're talking about lying to secret courts and a coordinated effort to hide the truth. The idea that someone would try to burn evidence from a massive investigation like this is just next-level shocking. It makes you wonder what else is out there that we don't know about. This is a perfect example of a story with a million layers. When you hear claims this big, from any side, it's a great opportunity to do your own digging. Don't just take one P. Urson's word for it. Look up things like the Durham Report or Crossfire Hurricane for yourself. Regardless of your politics, the principle of accountability is something we should all care about. We should want to know that our institutions are operating honestly. What do you think about this burn bag revelation? Is this a smoking gun or just more political noise? Let me know your take in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring these shocking stories, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my shock filer. You won't want to miss what we uncover next. See ya.